where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Hello there, Transformers fans, and hello there, Jurassic Park fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review. Today we are reviewing the new Transformers crossover with Jurassic Park in the second Transformers crossover with Jurassic Park 2-pack, featuring this time Dilophocon and Autobot JP12. And you know, when they announced the first 2-pack, or announced that they were going to do a Jurassic Park crossover the first time, of course, along with myself, many other Transformers fans' minds immediately started racing as to what that could have been. It could have been the T-Rex, and of course, the T-Rex, right, which ended up being Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is an awesome figure. It could have been Blue. It could have been the classic Jurassic Park Raptor. It could have been the Jeep. It could have been the Explorer, which it ended up being JP93. And once it got announced, and it ended up, of course, being the 2-pack of Tyrannosaurus Rex versus JP93, it was a pretty exciting pack. It was a really awesome pack. We did review it on Bay 12. I can't remember if it was posted on our YouTube channel or if that was just before we made the switch from our Facebook content to YouTube content. So I'll have to double check there and see if I can find that video for you guys, because it's either here somewhere in our YouTube channel or it's still on our Facebook page somewhere, which shouldn't be too hard for me to archive over for you guys. So I'll give that a look. But then, you know, it came out, it was great, it was really cool, and that was pretty much the end of it until earlier this year, where they announced the second one, which we just went over. Of course, we've got Dilophocon, which is a Dilophosaurus, which is awesome, and JP12 is the Jeep, so we have the classic Jurassic Park Jeep as well as the Ford Explorer now, because they spared no expense, and the Jeep is based off of Nedry. I mean, of all the characters they could have picked, they picked Nedry. And I don't mean this as a negative thing. I think it's really great. I really love the choice here, because it even has the little rain hat and everything. And yeah, it's awesome. I really love this 2-pack. So here is the packaging. You've got some awesome artwork of JP12 and Dilophocon there in their alt mode. So you've got actually not toy photography, really good artwork of a Dilophocon, or rather Dilophosaurus, there on the front with JP. You got the Jurassic Park logo there in the corner, Transformers over here on the side. There's the names down at the bottom. On the top, you've got the crossover logo as well as the Jurassic Park classic logo. Love that there as well. On this side, you've got a close-up jump scare image of a Dilophosaurus, which, I mean, that makes sense. On this side, you just have the crossover logo once again. And on the back, you've got images of the action figures with their accessories. And the accessories are also really great. And that's it for the packaging. However, inside the packaging, I bet you didn't know this was a Studio Series piece. I mean, Jurassic Park is a movie, right? Okay, it's not actually a Studio Series branded piece, but we do get a really awesome backdrop with the hill that he goes over, so you can display your JP12 or Nedry bot and your Dilophocon. And obviously Dilophocon has the high ground, right? Because he's the one who got the drop on JP12 here. And yeah, I really like the little cardboard backdrop display that we got. I'll definitely be holding on to this for some display stuff. Along with the display that came with Tyrannosaurus Rex and JP93, because they're good backdrops. They're really good backdrops, and these are really good figures. These, so far, in my opinion, are the best of the Transformer crossover pieces they've been doing recently. And they've been doing some really cool ones. They've done some really, really cool ones, but they've really been going all out on the Jurassic Park ones, and I love it. And honestly, I hope they do more. Now that we know that that's a possibility, now that we know that that's an option for there to be more than one Jurassic Park crossover or even a potential Jurassic World crossover in the future, I genuinely hope they do more Jurassic crossovers. And here they both are out of the packaging and they both look very, very nice. We're going to go ahead and start off with Dilophocon here because that's the one that really drew me to this pack. I mean, I love JP12 as well, but like I've always said, I'm always more of a Decepticon at heart. Plus, dinos, come on. The dinosaur is always going to be cooler or the coolest part of the Jurassic Park franchise. I mean, that's why we're going to see these movies. We're going to see it for the dinosaurs. So here he is. And this is a nice, fresh new mold. This is a very nice, fresh new mold. I can definitely see in the engineering and the transformation where they took some inspiration and some of the transformation from the core class vertebrate figure from Kingdom, but this is a good bit larger than vertebrate from Kingdom, and this is, aside from some similarities in, once again, the transformation, a very unique and awesome figure. And I wonder if we're going to get any other figures out of this mold. I mean, it's not the end of the world if we don't, but I could see Hasbro making another cool Predacon or two out of this mold in particular. He is very articulated. Head is on a ball joint. Shoulders are on a ball joint. You can also articulate the shoulder section forward due to the transformation. Elbows are on a ball joint. No wrist, no bicep or anything like that. No waist articulation due to transformation, but hips are on a ball joint. Upper thigh, single jointed knees. Ankles are on a ball joint, and you have this hinge joint going forward and back as well, which is really nice. The weapon is the tail, so it just folds up, and you can store the weapon while it's in robot mode. Just put it back where it would go on the back, and then just leave the tail folded up like so, and now he's hands-free. I honestly don't know what this little flappy bit is called, but his fan bits here, if that's the proper term, great. I'm not a dinosaur biologist. His fan bits here are also removable, and you can, of course, articulate them from side to side. I mean, he can use them as weapons as well. It'd be really cool if you could attach them to the tail on the side, if they had like a rectangular peg or something, and maybe he could wield them like an axe. That would be kind of neat, but you can just remove them for him to hold as weapons or just leave them on his little back here, and that's pretty much it for him and his accessories. Here he is next to Tyrannicon Rex, and as you can see, that's about where they stand next to each other. Tyrannicon Rex towers, absolutely towers over this little guy right here, which, I mean, makes sense because a Dilophosaurus, from what we know from the bones, is significantly smaller than a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So, I mean, it's not like they're horribly out of scale or anything like that. They're actually probably incredibly close in scale, especially in terms of dino mode, than they might appear. As far as other accessories go, Dilophocon does come with this cool little spray-like bluish accessory. It pegs down versus straight out, so it will both tab into the mouth of his Dilophosaurus mode, and also it will peg onto the end of the blaster here, or rather it comes out of the top of the blaster there, but you can also put his little blast effect on his weapon as well as in the dino mode. And I love that they designed it for both modes, especially since it looks like he's spraying this out. And of course the end cannon, you know, use of this would be, it's his cyber venom, just like how Black Arachne and Tarantulas have cyber venom, for example. That's what this would be for him, which is kind of cool. Transformation is very, very simple for Dilophocon, and much simpler than JP12. JP12 just gets complicated with how some of the bits fit, but we'll get to that when we get to JP12. For Dilophocon here, what we're going to do is we're going to grab this chest section. We're going to pull the dino head all the way out. We're going to extend all these joints that we have here like so. Next, we're going to pull down on this tail section. We're going to pull that all the way down, popping out this little joint section here. Next, we're going to pull back on this back section here. We're going to push the head in, and then we're going to close that back up. And as we do that, we're going to try to rotate these as far as we can without having to all the way remove them, because you can transform him without parts forming him. It is completely possible. Once you get that out, you can tab that back in, and now we can line this section up, line the pegs up, make sure that head sits where it's supposed to, just adjust those little bits, and that's how that should look. And as you can see already, the Dilophosaurus mode looks really good on this figure. The detail is very nice. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to close this section right here. There's these little rectangular tabs that are going to tab into the crotch section of the robot mode, like so. And then all we have left is the legs, so bring that knee down a little bit. On that double hinge joint, bring that up. This little tab is going to tab into that section right there, and then just kind of pose and adjust the legs as you can. And if you want the legs to sit in a specific position, you can tab them into the side right here. There's a little at an angle rectangular peg, and that just fits right over that like so. And that'll just help secure the legs into a specific position if you want that specific pose. But there's nothing saying you absolutely have to tab them in there, depending on how you want to display your Dilophocon. Do the same thing on the other side, just line that up. And then from there, you can just articulate the ankles to best pose your Dilophocon as you see fit. And in this mode, he doesn't have a ton of articulation. Head can go up and down. You can articulate this section back. You can take off the little fan blades there. That's what I'm just going to keep calling them since I don't know what they're actually called. And it looks kind of wonky like that. It looks very strange, like he's got like headlights or lights coming off the side of his head. So in my opinion, it's just better to just kind of, you know, leave them up. And you know what? I just realized, I think I've got these on upside down. I'm pretty sure it's this way. There we go. Now we have them on right. That looks more correct, I think. What's cool is adjusting them to side gives you different poses, which they also rattle these, or at least they did in the movie. Who knows if they actually did that back then. I mean, the dinosaur scientists don't actually know. We don't actually know what they actually did back then. We can do our best guess, but that's all it really is. Let's be honest here. It's just all guesswork. But it's cool guesswork. There is that. And like I said earlier, you can open the jaw like so. And the peg hole is right there in the bottom of the jaw. And that's where you get that spit effect. And it looks really good in his dino mode. And for the rest of articulation, his shoulders for his arms are on a ball joint. Hips are on a ball joint, if you untab that. You still kind of have a knee joint, but not really much of one because it just looks weird and it doesn't flex all that well and stay tabbed. So you kind of have a knee joint, but you're probably going to undo some stuff when you do it. And you still have the same ankle joints that you had in robot mode. The tail can go all the way up and all the way down. No side-to-side movement or anything like that on the tail. And if you want to get really fun and imaginative with it, you can have it like he's firing his cannon from over his back, which also does look kind of neat in this mode now that I do it like this. And yeah, there you go. And real quick for comparison, here is Dilophocon next to Tyrannicon. I just realized I've probably been saying Tyrannicus this whole time, which is not correct. It's Tyrannicon, and now I feel a little silly. Yeah. But anyway, now you can see them side by side, and yeah, significantly larger. significantly larger than Dilophocon in their alt modes. Next up, here we have JP12, or Nedrybot, because, I mean, it's clearly based off of Nedry here, right? I wonder if we'll get a Dotson figure. Probably nobody will care. But he's pretty cool. Like I said, he comes with the removable hat, which I really like, that just pegs on right there. I mean, you kind of got to leave the hat on, right? He comes with a blaster, which is also his tow cable winch that plugs on to the front of the Jeep mode. And the Jeep looks very good in Jeep mode. And I'm so glad they did this. I mean, they had to, right? They couldn't not do this piece. They even did an Autobot branded Barbasol can. How cool is that? And it, of course, opens, and you can see, well, not all the embryos and stuff, but it's got molded detail on there and translucent plastic, like it's, you know, meant to hold the embryos, but there aren't really any on there. Regardless, this little thing, this little extra accessory, this little extra detail is awesome, and I love it. This is so cool. And yeah, you can have him hold it. You can have him hold it opened in his hand, like so. And I love that. That's so cool. There's another cool little thing where the accessories came in. They come in this little nice cardboard Jurassic Park branded crate. I love the little details on there. It says E-Stock. You've got somebody's badge on one corner. You've, of course, got the Jurassic Park logo there. You've got some caution-looking tape on there as well. Just a neat, it's a little cardboard box. It's just something that they use to package some stuff with, but I think it's really cool. I really dig it. It's a nice little accessory. And real quick for comparison, here is JP12 next to JP93, so you can see them side by side. And JP93 is just a little bit larger. They're both still technically deluxe class, but JP93 is just a slightly larger deluxe class than JP12. I wonder why they just went with the abbreviations instead of actually going with naming these Autobots. I mean, JP93, that's obviously the year that Jurassic Park came out. It came out in 1993, but Jurassic World came out in 2015. Now, I don't know why they would go with that date. I'm just trying to guess why he's called JP12, because I don't think there's any date significance for 12 and for a character based off of Nedry. So I don't know why he's JP12. I get why he's JP, because Jurassic Park. I don't know what the 12 is significant to. So if somebody can throw that in the comments, if there's a Jurassic Park super fan watching right now who knows that detail, that would be a great help, and I would very much appreciate it. And of course, here he is, because, you know, he gets taken out by the Dilophosaurus. So here he is in robot mode next to Dilophocon, so you can see them side by side in robot mode versus dino mode. Now, JP12 is very articulated. Head is on a ball joint, fully articulated, shoulders on a ball joint, but you also have this little hinge right here where you can bring that shoulder joint up and down a little bit, upper bicep, single jointed elbows, wrist swivel. It's a little tight, and the other joint's a little loose there. There you go. This one has also no waist articulation. Hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees, double hinge joint on the ankles, mostly due to transformation towards the back here. And you do get side-to-side ankle articulation with that. And that's pretty much it for articulation. Transformation, like I was saying earlier, is more involved than Dilophocon, but it's more in the fact of the way things kind of fit together. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to straighten out these arms over here. We already removed the accessories, and you want to take that blaster that was his little winch blaster, and that just pegs on right here, and there you go, fills in that gap, and it blends in really well. I like when they do weaponry that actually blends in with the alt mode, and they did that twice here, both with this little blaster and Dilophocon's tail blaster, which is very cool and very nice. I love when they integrate the weapons into the alt mode to actually be part of the alt mode and not just, you know, a gun hanging off the back of the car that wasn't there. I mean, is it a cool accessory? Absolutely, but it's always nicer for a Transformer when it is integrated with the figure. Next, we're going to come over here to the back of the legs. We're going to fold those feet all the way around, like so. Next, we're going to pull down, untabbing these little sections from the side of the torso there, and then we're going to pull up on this whole upper section, untabbing it just a little bit, but we're not going to quite do anything else with that as of yet because we still have some other stuff to do. Pull on this back section a little bit, and as we're going to do that, we're going to push in those little shoulder section bits like so, which is going to free up this, allowing us to fold that forward. Go ahead and push that hood down. Now, you can leave the helmet or hat on JP12 here. It will stay on during transformation. I'm leaving it off for now just because it makes it easier to transform with it off. That's just one less thing for it to rub up against or one less thing to get caught on something. So I like to leave it off for that reason. We're going to go ahead and bring down these front fender bits. We're going to go ahead and bring up the tires and then rotate them. There we go. Facing forward. They were just clicked into place. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open these front sections on the thighs here, rotate the leg all the way up, and then you're going to close that section and bring that back down to the middle. Go ahead and do the same thing over here. Open that front panel, bring that all the way up. You might have to bring that thigh out just a little bit. There we go. And then bring that back, and then those legs are going to tab together right in the middle like so. Next, we're going to fold out this little bit with the spare tire on the back. Next, we're going to bring these arms down like so, and then we're going to be able to close the Jeep doors and then bring this whole top section down and push it down into place. And then the arms are super easy to secure. We're going to make sure that they're facing this way. There's these little rectangular tabs. There's these little tab holes right here. We're just going to tab these up in between the alt mode like so. And there's also storage for the Barbasol can. It just pegs in right there, clips in that bottom spot. And also, if you want, just pop the hood on JP12 there, like that. And then you can just put the helmet in underneath, just kind of line it up, and then ease it in there. And you'll be able to get it back into position like you want. Close that hood back up, and there is JP12 in his Jeep mode. And like I said, it's a very good looking Jeep mode, very screen accurate, nice detail on there. JP12 on the front, 12 there, the Jurassic Park logo there. It's got all the right striping and stuff. It's got the canvas cover, all of the wheels, even the spare tire is painted, and you've got the little license plate there with all of the detail on it, and a license plate there with all the detail on it. I mean, as far as paint detail goes, I can't think of a spot where he's really missing any. They absolutely really nailed it. It looks great. I'm glad he had a full paint budget. I just hope they start doing that a little bit more often, you know? And then, of course, real quick for comparison, here is Dilophocon next to JP12 in alt mode. Now, definitely the scaling in their alt modes is a bit off, considering in the movie, at least, this guy was inside the Jeep. So he's a little bit big in his Dino mode compared to his Jeep mode, but I still think they look very cool side by side. And also for comparison, here is JP12 next to JP93. So you can see the two of them side by side. And I think the scaling between JP93 and JP12 in alt mode is also very good. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's review featuring the new Transformers Jurassic Park Crossover 2-pack featuring Dilophocon and JP12, or Nedry bot as I like to call him. This is an awesome 2-pack, and like I said, I genuinely hope they do another 2-pack like this. These have been very cool. Now, I'm not quite sure how the other vehicles are going to look in the future. I mean, of course, they could always do the helicopter. They could do the helicopters from the other movies. They could do some of the other vehicles from the other movies. But as far as vehicles go, they're starting to run out of good vehicles to pair off with from the first Jurassic Park movie. So it just makes me wonder, what are they going to go for next? And are they going to go for another pack? Or is it even going to be a 2-pack? Are they going to start doing single releases? Well, I think any of that is reasonably within the realm of possibilities for more Jurassic Park or even Jurassic World crossover pieces. What I would like to know is, what are some dinos or vehicles from the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World franchise you would like to see crossed over into the Transformers franchise? Let me know in the comments. Stay tuned for more Transformers reviews. Like and subscribe and follow us on social media, and check out some of our other content here on YouTube as well. Check out our sister channel and website, cooltoyreview.com, and make sure you check the website daily for all kinds of awesome news and daily content posted directly on the website, but as well as reviews and other video content on the YouTube channel. If you like Star Wars content, check out our all Star Wars website, rebelscum.com, the world's oldest and largest Star Wars fan website not owned by Disney. And like and subscribe to the rebelscum.com YouTube channel and social media for more content there as well. If you're looking for some really cool toys and merch, check out our physical location inside Order 66 Multiverse in the shops at Willowbend Mall in Plano, Texas, which also houses Order 66 Toys, the world's official all collectible Star Wars toy store. And in case you're not local, they go live every single Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Time on the Order 66 Toys Facebook page, and they ship all around the world. And, of course, check out collectorsoracle.com. Now, we're not archiving Transformers on there yet. It's mostly Star Wars right now, but new lines are being added all the time, as well as we are in negotiation with adding other brands like Transformers possibly in the future to collectorsoracle.com. And the best part is, it's all absolutely free for you guys. So sign up today and start managing your collection like a pro. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Transform and roll out.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.